Good morning, I'm J. Lenora Bressler, and welcome to the March 4th, 2018 edition of the Bible, Delight in the Details, as we continue to look at the hymns of the faith and their interesting and sometimes surprising origins. All creatures of our God and King. This is sometimes called an Easter hymn because we sing it a lot in the springtime, perhaps because of its great emphasis on nature and the beauty of God's creation. It is a fascinating hymn because of its origin. It appeared first in a hymnal in 1919. The text was associated with Sir Walter Henry something, I forget his name right off the bat, but he had actually based it on a much older lyric, actually a poem by none other than St. Francis of Assisi, who has long been associated with love of nature and animals. In fact, some of you know that in the Catholic and Episcopalian churches, they have a day set aside to the blessing of pets, and it's done under the auspices of St. Francis of Assisi. Many people have statuary in their gardens of him, and he's always surrounded by animals. Usually there's a bird on his arm, something like that. He was just a great lover of the creation and saw God's benevolence and his creativity in them. Well, he wrote this poem in something called the Canticle of the Sun right before his death in 1225. But it was not published in any way for over 400 years. And then later, Draper, that was his last name, Draper, Sir William Henry Draper, used it somewhere between 1899 and 1919 as the basis of a song for children in a choir in England to sing during Whit Sunday services. We would know that better as Pentecost. Even though it has been associated early on with Pentecost, many of churches sing it earlier during the spring rather than the late spring, when Pentecost usually happens. Now, interestingly, the great composer Ralph Vaughan Williams added a harmony to it, and it has become a favorite song of the Christian church ever since. It is a beautiful hymn, and I would encourage you to not only listen to it, but also to read it and recognize that you are reading in large part the words of St. Francis himself. The creation is never meant to be mischaracterized as God. God is not his creation, but we can tell a lot about God because of his creation. And his creation in this world has been designed for us. It is perfectly designed for human life and for human enjoyment. Tell me about the diversity of flowers and of animals. There is a never-ending entertainment and education in them. Nature does speak lessons, and the lessons always go back to God and his care for his creation and for us. All creatures of our God and King. Yet another great foundation of the hymns of the Christian faith. I'm J. Lenora Bressler. Visit me on the next edition of the Bible, Delight in the Details.